Good evening, families. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so sorry I can't be there with you tonight, but I wanted to make this video to kind of make a personal connection with each of you in my absence. Um, on the way in, there was a paper for you to grab. If you didn't grab one, that's okay. Just grab one at the end. And all of the things I share tonight, the PowerPoint, the video, and the paper handouts will be shared electronically, so please don't feel the need to take any notes during this presentation. So every day your students come in, they have a due now to start the class. So I'm going to give you a few moments to take a look at the word scramble, see if you can't come up with the answer. It may look familiar to some of you. It was the first homework assignment that I gave students this year. Let's see who was able to get the answer. The word was perseverance, which is my theme of the year, my key go-to word for the year. And the sentence was, be like a postage stamp and stick to it until you get there, which is really just sums up well what students will need to do this year in math, is sticking to problems even when they feel challenging until you get to the place you need to be. So, a few things you might hear about me from your students. I am one cat short of being a crazy cat lady. I have 3 furry friends at home that I like to talk about a lot. I am a vegan. I'm a huge New York Giants fan, even though that's hard to admit some days. I am a cheerleading coach of a team in Ellington, and I'm a huge UConn sports fan. So, come basketball time, I am all for the UConn women. They're like my favorite sports team ever. I also I'd like to think that I'm punny, and I do share puns every Thursday, Terrible Pun Thursdays, so you may hear about those from your student. Snakes on a plane, get it? Coordinate plane. Yeah, they don't get much better than that. As far as the math goes, the focus this year is on rigor, reasoning, and relevance. So we want to, challenge the problem-solving skills of students while giving them problems that are relevant and grounded in, everyday life. And through mathematical discourse, through talking with friends, through writing their thinking, my goal is that strengthening their problem solving skills and in addition their self-confidence. I hope that students feel comfortable attacking problems, especially using that lens of perseverance as a tool to stick to the challenging problems we will encounter this year. My philosophy is that every student can and will be successful in math. I celebrate mistakes. I share with students that science has actually shown that as you make mistakes, the connections within your brain become stronger. So it's actually good to make mistakes. It's good for your brain and your learning. If you look behind you, you'll see my sign that mistakes mean you're trying. I really just encourage students to make mistakes this year. It's not about always getting the right answer. It's about learning from your mistakes and growing from them. And I always try to meet kids where they're at and help them to get to where they need to go. So here are units of study for the year. As you can see, we do have a midterm and final exam. Being a high school course, algebra does get exams like the high school and is also eligible for a high school credit. Because it's being taken at the middle school, that credit counts as an elective credit as opposed to a math credit that would go towards their graduate requirement. On the sheet that you collected on your way in or that you'll grab on your way out, there's a letter that'll just explain in more detail what it means for students to be in Algebra 1 being in a high school class. So resources that students and families can use, obviously Google Classroom is a huge one that I use regularly that students can find current work on. But the KP 8th grade math website is what I want to show you. It's a really great website that me and the other 8th grade math teachers keep up. On the homepage, it just discusses ways to be successful in math, things that the teachers reinforce in class, but that students might benefit from looking at with their parents. In addition to the home screen, we have the Honors Algebra tab, which has a link to the daily do nows that I told you they do at the beginning of each class. I often encourage students to go to this page before quizzes and tests because lots of quiz and test problems reflect the work that we've done on the do nows. And so it's always good to maybe go back and redo some problems to get some good practice before the quizzes and tests. In addition, all of the units of study are here. If you go to each unit page, the specific topics that we cover are listed. Videos that might help them if they're stuck are shown, and notes for that unit are there as well. So if students leave their packet at school or if they lost it, they can access the packet on the website. To access that website, you would just go to Google Classroom. Additionally, the Amethyst homework blog will show my math homework each night. So if students forget their homework agenda at school, or if they didn't write down their homework, they can go there to see what their assignment is. Speaking of homework, I use the analogy that homework is to practice as tests are to games. I always point to LeBron James that he didn't get to be the basketball player he is without practicing. So the same goes for homework and tests. You have to practice on the homework in order to be successful on the tests. My goal is to only give 15 to 20 minutes per night and no more than 30 minutes. This is because I know students are extremely busy and I really just want to be respectful of their time and also of where they are developmentally. 30 minutes really should be the maximum. If they go beyond 30 minutes, I encourage them to email me so that we can discuss why their homework might be taking them longer than it really should. Students do get 2 exempts per quarter because, again, I know that they're busy and things come up that is out of their control. So I do allow them to miss 2 homeworks a quarter without penalty. No, those do not roll over. That's students' favorite question. So it's not like they can do their homework all year and then last quarter skip 8 homework assignments. So it does not roll over. By the third missing homework, I will have students in for a working lunch to complete the assignment, just because I really do believe in the importance of homework. Answers are posted nightly in Google Classroom. This is so that students are actively reflecting on their work, so that they can actively be learning from their mistakes. Because again, mistakes are celebrated in this class. So I want students to find that they've made a mistake before the next day in class so that they can kind of think about what they got wrong and maybe come into class better prepared to ask questions. So ways to be successful in my class are to utilize all the resources that students have available to them, to become self-advocates when they need extra help, which it may very well happen this year. They need to access me. They need to email me, talk to me, set up an appointment to get that extra help that they might need. And just the communication between home and school. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me through email or by phone. And Power School is great too, just to kind of keep an idea on how your student's doing in my class. And again, perseverance is the theme for the year. So that will be the way that students can be successful in my class. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Please, again, grab one of the sheets on your way out if you did not get one already. I look forward to having a great year with your students.